Welcome back to Amuse Goose. How's it going, Kim?
It has been a very Monday. Very Monday-ish.
What happened?
Of Mondays.
What's going on?
I had
I want to know.
800 children here today.
Why so many? Why so many children?
It wasn't quite 800. There was 6, but like...
It was pretty close. You're only off by like...
I know.
794.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's just,
Close.
it's one of those days that's been wild. So I'm ready for the wine and the chats. How was your day today? You had a long day today too, I think.
I did. Yeah, so I had to work, which, Monday work, so yay. And then, hey, woo. After that, I had to take my son back for like his final checkup. He broke his ankle last year, a little bit before Christmas, like probably in November. It's all a blur now.
Yeah.
But this was like his last checkup, just to go in for one more round of x-rays, just to make sure everything healed proper and nothing was out of whack. So we were there from 4 o'clock to, I don't know, it was like 6:30, just for them to be like, oh, yeah, he's fine.
Wow.
Thanks. Like, and this is
Wow.
what, like, oh my, like we couldn't do that over the telephone. I know they wanted to take x-rays, but he's been in the hospital so many times between that and another surgery he had to have done. This poor kid, like he's 9 years old. So he's just like, he doesn't want to spend that much time. I don't want to spend that much time there either. We'll do what we can do. I can entertain myself a little bit better, but he's like, oh, I'm bored.
Oh,
I'm
for
hungry.
sure.
Poor kid. But
Yeah.
that part's behind us. So time to look forward to not having to go back and do that again. So that'll be
Oh,
good.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yep,
What'd you get up to this weekend? Did you do anything fun on the weekend or?
Well, I don't quite remember. Oh, yes, I did. Friday night.
Yeah.
Friday night. So Friday night, we had a surprise party for one of my besties.
Mhm.
And we had a very good time, as we do when all the girls get together. Shenanigans ensued. I think I sent you videos, maybe? I can't remember. I know you were sending me stuff.
One with your, I was sending you some of the other podcast episodes just so you could listen to them.
Yeah.
Or something. I can't remember what. And then you sent me a video of your one friend dancing like a maniac on a couch.
Yeah. Yep.
A chair?
It's her house. It's her house. It was her house. So like,
Oh,
she
that's
could
fine. I
dance
don't
on
care
the
who's.
furniture.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't remember what she was dancing on. So it's not really important.
It was a couch. So that was Friday night. Saturday we had supper at the in-laws, and then I had a couple glasses of wine. Glasses being glass bottles. So Friday night was a party night. Saturday night was a party night.
Yeah, because I tried to text you
Saturday I stayed in.
Saturday, and you wrote back. I sent you something, and you wrote back DRUK, which I assumed meant drunk.
Yeah, I was.
And I said, again, ? Yeah. And to which I received no reply. So I got my answer.
This is how,
It's fine.
like, listen, this is how my weekends are. And it's only going to get worse in the next couple of weeks because it's hockey tournament season.
Oh, yeah.
So I have one this weekend coming, and then I have a weekend off, which we'll probably still get together. And then I have one in PEI, which is the real wild one. It's called Mardi Gras.
That's original.
So that's going to be, I think, the first weekend in April.
Nice. That'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
So I did take a day off from the drinking, but I do have a glass of wine right now.
Yeah, she started right back up. Right back up. She's like, I missed a day, so time to catch up. I don't even remember the last time I had anything alcoholic. I bought a case of beer before Christmas.
What?
And then that was it. But I think I drank them all by like first week of January. That's the last time I had anything. I don't know. I don't really drink anymore. I don't know why. I like it. I like beer. I like wine.
Yeah. Well, sometimes
It's
if you
expensive.
don't have, yeah. And like
Can't
I
all
have,
just
you know,
have our own wine store. No big deal.
but I also have a group of friends who like we want to get together all the time
Mm-hmm.
and be ridiculous. So it's like kind of like Mom's Gone Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Anyway.
what are we talking about today? What's on the docket?
Last episode,
I remember.
we touched on 90s shows or cartoons, 90 shows, general 90 television, when we were kids, watching television. Because that's kind of when we spent, like, we were both 80s kids. And
80s babies.
yeah, so we didn't really take in anything until, I don't know, I'd say early 90s that I start actually remembering any shows.
Yeah, we were 80s babies, but late 80s.
Ladies.
And then children of the 90s.
Children of the Corn.
We are millennials.
I don't know how that works. I don't know how we fall into.
We're millennials.
It's such a huge window for us, though. Like,
yeah, it is.
Whenever they're
really
like, "Oh yeah, you're a millennial," it's like, okay, what's a millennial? And they're describing all these things. I'm like, I'm none of those things. What are you talking about?
So here's kind of my take. They give like general sort of decade, like an era.
Who made these up? Boomers. And they're all dying now, anyways.
So
right?
they're
going extinct soon.
They are.
I think we outnumber them now. Like millennials outnumber the boomers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know, like, especially on social media, there's always sort of this, I don't know, rivalry between like millennial, Gen Z, Gen X is our like parents.
Our seniors.
Yeah. Gen Z is the generation behind us. But honestly, it's like, I don't know. We were where Gen Z was, and we had our time to do that sort of part of our lives. So like, let them have it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why does there have to be a competition? Why does it have to be?
Because we're better
like,
than them.
Gen Z or so. No, we're not. Like I'm
better than them.
Okay, you are. But like same with like our parents. It's like they had their chance in their, in their 30s. Like they had that time. They got to do what they wanted to do then. Now they get to do what they want to do in their 60s.
Like, disco.
Everybody gets to have their chance.
So what's their chance though to not have a house to buy because the boomers ruined our lives?
Yeah, basically.
Not all boomers. Some of you guys are pretty cool.
Not all boomers.
We're talking about the morons. The ones that are in government and stuff that made really bad policy choices.
I mean, I guess you do.
Just work harder and you too can own a home. I worked 2 jobs. And it's like, yeah, what was your mortgage? $20,000.
Yeah.
Right. I hate that. That is one of my biggest pet peeves when they're like, oh, yeah, you just have to work hard. It's like, I'm lucky because I got in early. And I was able to afford a house, but I don't know how anyone's going to, like, we're already talking to my daughter. She's 16 and we're like, do not move out on your own. Either stay with your mom or move in with us. Like, do not get a place. And it's nothing against like her wanting to live with her friends and get an apartment with her friends.
No.
She's going to lose so much money. So we're like, we're going to charge you rent, but that we're not taking it for ourselves. We're going to invest that for her. Like we're, very secure, very safe investments. We're going to put it aside and just like a forced, you got to save. This is like just so she gets into the habit of,
not only that, she's got,
paying rent, paying a mortgage sort of thing.
She knows she's going to be able to eat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. She won't have to make the choice. Yeah. She won't have to make the choice between rent and food.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a choice that a lot of young people are making right now. I think something like the cost of living has increased by such and such a percent. Like it's something like triple. I don't know. Don't come at me, numbers nerds. But it's stupid. It's gone up. It's gone up so much, but the salaries have only like barely gone up. Like the correlation is very out of whack.
Like our raises that we get at work don't even cover inflation.
No, cool. Stupid.
That's cool.
Let's take it back to the 90s when things were good.
Things were good back in the 90s.
They were awesome. Remember TGIF? Do you don't remember like
is
not
is it a show?
no Friday nights?
Uh-huh.
There was Family Matters,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
right? It was
Watched
like a lineup. It was
Steve
like a
Urkel.
lineup of shows. Yeah, it was like a lineup of shows on Friday nights. So there was Family Matters, Step by Step.
I didn't like that one. I didn't watch that one.
Let me look up. What was it called again?
Full
What was
House?
that show? I
Watched
think
Full
Full
House.
House was I think Full House was before Family Matters. I can't remember.
Yep.
Oh, Boy Meets World was part of
Yep.
TGIF.
I like Boy Meets World.
TGIF
That was a good show.
lineup. Let's look it up.
Topanga.
Okay, so we had Topanga.
She's
Family
hot.
Matters. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Didn't really watch that much.
I liked that one. Dinosaurs. Remember that?
Not the mama.
Perfect Strangers. I
Don't
think that
remember
was
that.
a little bit early on. I used to call that the Balky Show.
My Secret Identity. Do you remember that show?
No.
Oh, that wasn't a part of TGIF, but it was. I can't remember his name. He was in that. He was in that show Sliders, as well.
I'm looking it up. My Secret Identity.
You'll recognize the guy.
What's his face? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What was he? I don't remember that show.
He had. He could fly. I don't know if he could do other things. The other thing, but he used like spray paint cans. Like he could float. And then he could use like the spray paint cans to like actually fly around. It's kind of silly.
Propel himself?
Yeah, little just taking out that ozone layer, little prick.
I do remember. And there were books. My Secret Identity based on the hit TV show. I'm looking at one right now. I was an ordinary teenager until I discovered.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who wrote it?
Stephen King.
No, R.L. Stein.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's something.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Have you watched the new Goosebumps show?
No, but I used to really enjoy the ones.
It's not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Is it still for kids?
It's a little bit. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a little bit more like older teenish, maybe mid-teenish. Not for like kids, but even like when I was young, like watching Goosebumps, it freaked me out a little bit. Some of those, the Werewolf of Fever Swamp, that one freaked me out a lot. I didn't like how cheesy those like werewolves looked. They actually were creepy back then. Like seeing them now, you're like, oh my god, like that's so bad.
I didn't like the ones with like the puppets, like the
Slappy.
Yes, I hated those ones. Do you know why?
He's in that new Goosebumps show.
Well,
he's one of the like key components of everything.
Oh, I hate it. Mm-hmm. I have two fears. I think I've told you this. Maybe. I've definitely said it on stream at some point. I have two fears.
Humboldt squid.
Like those. Okay. Chucky.
3 fears. Chucky, yeah.
Chucky and E.T.
Yes.
Those are...
Because he was telling you to be good. And you're like, no, that's not me.
Is not me. I cannot be good.
Good. Oh. And he's got his little finger.
Oh, I can't. Do you know why? Like, he's not that scary. Now, get your finger out of the camera. Now that now he's poking his finger right at the camera. Now that I'm an adult and I look back, E.T. himself, not that scary. Do you know, I was terrified by the scene where they like quarantine in the house and they have the big tents and they're all coming in their hazmat suits and stuff. And he was like gray. Remember, he was laying there on the bed, like dying. Yeah, he was sick, but he looked like gray. And that whole scene terrified me when they're walking through like the tubes into the med tent. And I can't even think about it.
She's freaking out over there.
Okay.
She hit her microphone.
Ooh, sorry.
She's getting worked up.
We're back, everybody.
We're back. I never left. She did.
I also just really don't like killer dolls.
That's fair.
Now, when like some of the newer Chucky movies came out, like Bride of Chucky, I found that cheesy. That's not scary to me. The cheese, not scary. The him with the eyes with the knife in the door, yeah, that's scary. I don't like it.
What about The Shining? Did you like that? I know this isn't really like
it's
a
that
90s
no,
show,
because
but
that was
we're
like
just talking
that was
about
like
spooky stuff.
that was real people, and real people can be evil. That is more reasonable to me. Like serial killers and shit like that exists.
Mm-hmm.
People are monsters. Dolls coming alive and being possessed? No, I don't like it.
So the thing that can exist and can happen freaks you out, or doesn't freak you out, but the thing that can't happen and doesn't happen does freak you out.
Yes. So it's more like I would be scared if friggin'
Well, yeah.
If Jack Nicholson was chasing me down the road with an axe, I would be freaked
Jack.
out. Obviously,
He's a good actor.
He's a great actor. He was so good in that, and it's so
I'm a big fan.
Believable. That happens, and I would be terrified if that happened to me. But the phobia, like the actual thought of possessed doll. And he was so ugly and
what about a Jack Nicholson doll chasing you with a knife?
I wouldn't like that.
No? He still has his face. You know that smile he can do? Like the really big like Joker smile he did in the original in the Batman.
I don't like it.
No?
Listen, we're getting away. We're getting carried away with my fears. Okay, so for those of you listening, we haven't got our shit together for video yet. I put on my favorite show. It was not around. Well, it was reruns in the 90s, but I have a Scooby-Doo shirt on right now because that was what I watched a lot of in the 90s in my childhood. It was created in 1969, but
There you go.
But I watched it a lot in the 90s. That was my favorite TV show as a kid, even though it didn't come out of the 90s.
Her gamer handle is built off of Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
That's how much she enjoys it.
I have a big Scooby-Doo tattoo on my leg, too.
Yeah, she's really into it. What other 90s shows were you like really into, like you had to like watch?
I really enjoyed Samurai Pizza Cats.
Samurai Pizza Cats.
Pizza Cats. Yeah, that one.
I like that. It was goofy.
I loved Sailor Moon.
Fighting Evil by Moonlight.
Yeah.
Something Daylight.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But I remember the show. I didn't really watch it. I didn't like.
It was more girl.
It was too much for me. Had a big following though. A lot of people like that show.
Yeah. Going back even further, Fred Penner. Remember Fred Penner and Mr. Dress Up and
Mr.
Under
Dress
the Umbrella Tree?
What was Fred Penner again?
He climbed
was that
through
with the little dolls in the castle?
No, that's Mr. Dress Up. No, that's Mr. Dress Up. Fred Penner crawled in through a log and he played the guitar.
I remember that, yeah. But I thought there was dolls with Fred Penner too.
Oh, me?
Wasn't there? Like, he didn't just sit on a log and singing songs to himself, did he?
Fred Penner's Place. Yeah, he did. Fred Penner entertains viewers in his secret hideaway in the forest with songs, music, and games. Oh, he did have puppets too that he like read to and stuff, but he was like in this little forest. And I always wanted, like, you know how we'd go out into the woods when we were playing outside as kids and you'd make like a camp?
Yep.
Like I always wanted my camp to be like his little hideaway because it was like this little sort of gully that he climbed in through through a hollowed out log. And I was like, that's the coolest way to get into your camp.
I need a hollowed out log. Mom, get the log.
Get the log.
I want to build a camp.
Oh, now you're sounding a lot like South Park. which was a fantastic show. I think
Yeah,
that's
you love
probably
that show. I
closer.
remember you were addicted to that show, I think. I didn't
I
really
loved
watch
it.
it. My mom was pretty strict with like a lot of shows. Like even for a while, she wouldn't even let us watch like Ninja Turtles because it was too violent. Like she was very
I wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't supposed to be watching it.
Oh.
No.
Did you hear that, Kim's mom? Did you hear what she was up to?
Do you know?
She was
Speaking
bad.
of Kim's mom, they wouldn't let us watch The Simpsons.
Yeah, that was another one that like because Bart
Mhm.
was such a jerk. Like he was just a bad
He was
kid, right?
sassy.
Yeah, talked back, got choked.
He talked
Yeah,
back to his
did a lot of bad
parents.
things, right? Like, you're like, oh, okay. I could see where the connection would be, where it's like, I don't want my kid learning this crap. I
Yeah.
don't want that. Like now, when you watch, you're like, meh.
Yeah. Now when we watch as adults, we understand.
Yeah.
Like, that's an amplified. What other 90s shows did you watch?
What was the shark one? There was a shark one where there were sharks. Street
Sharknado.
Sharks. Street Sharks.
Oh, Street Sharks. I remember
that
that.
Street Sharks. I like that one a lot. There was another one, Biker Mice from Mars.
Yes.
I thought it was
Oh my
very
God, I do
cool.
remember that. Yeah.
I really like that one. What else did I watch? I know it wasn't from the 90s, but I watched it a lot when I was like little. I think it was like little Astro Boy. Remember Astro Boy?
Yes.
Was that 90s? I think that was 80s though.
It would have been around 1989 because I can remember it was on before we left for kindergarten.
Yeah, it was on in like early morning, and I'd like you'd
Yeah.
watch it before you went to school or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
So I can remember
little.
because there was a girl that we went to school with, where I went to school with, in kindergarten, and she got perfect attendance. And at the kindergarten graduation ceremony, Mrs. Perrin, who was my kindergarten teacher, asked her, how did you get to, who brought you to kindergarten every day? And she said, my mom said we had to leave after Astro Boy, and I could only watch 5 minutes of Ninja Turtles or something like that. Like this vividly stands out in my mind.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's good. That was a good show though. I used to watch that a lot, like along with like Looney Tunes, stuff like that in the morning.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
DuckTales.
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. DuckTales,
Was
Tailspin.
fantastic. Yeah. Oh yeah, Tailspin.
Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers.
Oh, the Chippendales?
Yeah. No. They were mice.
And
Chip
with nice
and Dale.
nice bow ties.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
Talking about chipmunks.
Okay.
Rescue Rangers. Okay. Rescue Rangers. Not what she's
I'm looking
talking about.
I'm looking up
No.
some. Oh my gosh, Beavis and Butthead was another one.
I hated that show. Even when I was younger, I'm like, this is so stupid. I couldn't stand it.
Power Rangers. That's one I was thinking of earlier.
Oh yeah, lots of
remember.
Power Rangers. The putties.
Yeah. Mad TV. It was a little older
Look what I
for
can do.
us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You Can't Do That on Television was on YTV.
Oh, YTV. Reboot. Obviously, I
Yeah.
think we mentioned that in the last episode.
Reboot.
That was a big
Yeah.
one that I really like. I watched that one religiously. I watched that a lot. And then they just ended it. I think,
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't
X-Men.
they make? Oh yeah. Didn't they make a reboot movie or something?
I don't think so.
I think they made. I want like.
No.
Why am I thinking that?
They're redoing X-Men. Like
Yeah, I did see that.
You didn't like X-Men? You're trying to move
Yeah, I
on. You're
did.
trying to get back to reboot movie here. You don't want to talk about
Did-
X-Men. You didn't watch
No,
it,
I
did
want
you?
to see reboot.
So
I
you
didn't watch a
it.
ton.
No, see, she's not a real fan.
Yeah, they did. Netflix did reboot The Guardian Code
Is it a cartoon?
from the TV series.
Is it a cartoon?
No, it's based off the cartoon.
But it was live action?
Yes,
When?
I'm telling you. Reboot The Guardian Code. Netflix. And then it shows like the original guy, like that guy.
The heck? But that's not live action. That's a cartoon.
No. And then it shows that with these guys.
What the heck? When did it
I know
come out?
it's 2018.
Oh, that's probably.
I
why
knew
missed it.
like there
That
was
a bad
something.
Year for me. That was a rough year.
Yeah, that was something. I knew that. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Do you know what I was watching clips of the other day? Okay, so we did 90s today. How about next episode we move on to the 2000s? Because I want to talk about
Saved by the Bell.
some of my some Degrassi. Degrassi, My So-Called Life. Jared Leto. Oh, I was obsessed.
I can't stand that guy. He ruined Joker for me.
Oh, early teenage Jared Leto.
Doesn't matter.
And my ultimate favorites, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Angel.
I didn't like Angel as much. I liked him in Buffy, but
yes,
when he had his own show,
I didn't watch it as much. Do you know who my guy was though on Buffy?
Spike.
Yeah, baby.
He would. He was creepy.
I love a bad boy.
Yeah.
I love a bad boy.
He was a vampire.
That's if he was a vampire, just suck my blood. If you take anything from this show, folks, this podcast, just know Spike was my guy. I like the bad boys.
I guessed wrong. No, I didn't.
So, should we do that next time? Should we talk about 2000?
Yeah, we could talk about like shows as we were getting older. That sounds good to me. I still had a bunch of 90s shows, but it's fine. We don't have to do what I want to do. We can do what you want to do. Cool. Just move on. Remember that time I tried to bring up X-Men?
You want to do?
Remember when I tried to bring up X-Men and she's just like, yeah, but I want to look up this movie that no one ever heard of. And then I'm like, yeah, they redid X-Men and people are like losing their minds about it. And she didn't want to hear it because she didn't care. She doesn't actually like true, real good cinema. She wants to talk about Spike from Buffy.
Do you know what? We're going to give you a whole episode that you can just talk about X-Men.
No, I don't want to anymore. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it.
Okay. Everyone.
Podcast is over.
Pouting.
I give up. This is a good run. We got 6 episodes. That's
okay.
it. I'm done.
Okay. If you would like to support Nate in his Xbox love, please send us an email.
See?
X-Men.
She wasn't listening at all. She's the Xbox. That's a console. That's not even a cartoon show.
Oh my God. Email us, please, at amusegoosepod@gmail.com. Email us and tell us, were you as obsessed with X-Men as Nate was? Are you pissed at me because I didn't let him talk about the X-Men? Let us know.
We need more people on Team Nate here. She needs to hear it. Okay. Help me out.
Who are you? Yeah, are you Team Nate? Team X-Men? I don't even know who all the X-Men are except for Poison Ivy because she's hot.
She's from Batman.
What is it, Storm? Who's the hot lady? Storm?
Well, there's quite a few of them. Storm, Rogue. They're good looking.
Oh, Rogue.
Yeah.
Baby. Scully.
Poison Ivy.
Mulder and Scully and Mulder. Oh, that's X-Files. Sorry.
I don't want to do this anymore. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for being
Love
here.
You. Bye.
Goodbye.